increasing recycling, decreasing solid waste, having the organics program that we are piloting this year. I think that's all consistent with our sustainability plan. And it's consistent with certainly everything that the Conservation Committee has talked about. And at this point, I would like to make a motion to award a 5-year contract for recycling and yard waste hauling to John's Disposal for weekly recycling collections and waste management for hauling services.
I'll second it just so we have
Would you just repeat the motion? To go to John's Disposal for weekly recycling collections and waste management for hauling services. Waste management, we pick up our solid waste that goes to our transfer station. Waste management hauls from our
Okay, so that's only for garbage and waste management.
correct. John's is
Trustee Rozak.
So, we got our village surveys back, and this was a question, and it seemed like the community was pretty split on how they felt about going to weekly recycling and the impacts, whether it would be impactful. I brought this up when we first started talking about changing programs and looking into these alternative ways. Other communities, I'm sure, have switched to what we're doing, meaning going to the all carts and weekly service rather than bi-weekly. What have they netted in accomplishing moving that spectrum and that behavior change? I would like to know if that had a big, because I would love to impact and move the needle by far. That's our sustainability of our community. But what I've been concerned about since day one, and I asked for a little bit of research, was are there other programs that net a bigger gain in moving that needle? And why? So I don't want to make this larger $100,000 investment in going to weekly service if we're going to know if other communities move the needle by 2% or 1%.
And perhaps Leanne can chime in, but I think one of the things that's challenging in looking at data is that not all communities are measuring the same thing, or they're not measuring in the same way. So getting comparables.
Exactly.
Do you have any?
Change behavior. Was it successful at changing behavior at all? It doesn't even have to be a percentage.
Well, I mean, I think we can look around. I think we've heard. I know in the Conservation Committee we've heard going around the table, albeit anecdotally, that when we went from a bin to a cart, my rate of recycling went up. When I had a bin, my bin was full. When I had a cart, my cart was full. That's 4 times the volume. And my neighbor went from 1 bin to 2 carts.
Well, and probably we all can assume what would happen. I mean, it's logical that you would then not put your cardboard in the garbage because you ran out of room, right? I mean, so now you're increasing your recycling. But my question was, there are other programs out there that might be just comparable in cost of weekly service. So, maybe if we invested that $100,000 in a program where, like, you're making residents pay for the garbage, and then you're getting free recycling. So just say, if that moved the needle significantly, and this moves it a tiny bit, I just wanted to know if this is going to do or some idea of has it been successful by doing this in other communities.
I think what we heard, I'm trying to reckon back to the presentation from Josh and the Conservation Committee. I know they had some of the data in there, but I don't know that it really got to the level that I hear you asking for.
Because my concern was I have read a couple articles, and like in New Yorker and some other places where they say just increasing the opportunity to recycle doesn't really change the behavior.
That's correct.
And I don't want to spend another $100,000 in that annually and not move the needle very much.
That's why I also said there is, it's not just the opportunity, it's the incentive. And the financial incentive is we can do something to drive down our solid waste costs, and that is recycle more. And the third part, the third leg to the stool is education. We need to get, we think everybody knows recycling. Well, we don't.
Or we need to have them pay for garbage. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
there is
in
other
fact,
programs, yeah.
we are, and this is one way that, and I think when we talk about the 100,000, it's not 100,000, but there's an estimate, and it's a rough estimate that staff generated, that we could, it's reasonable to expect a modest or a conservative estimate of 10% reduction in solid waste revenue would result in 12,000 annually. So we're talking about 88,000. So that is, $16. We use our rule of thumb on impact to the residents.
And that was my second question, which might be for Mark. I just remember the number of like 45,000. We were estimating that's how much more it would be to go to weekly. What caused that double in cost?
So you're talking to this memo or some
The
other
prior-
historical analysis?
We've had, I don't know, 3 or 4 board meetings on this, and in prior memos, we
Yeah,
have them.
yeah.
It stated like about 40, I don't know.
There was definitely a more encouraging number that got us all excited that maybe this was
Yeah.
within reach. And it
Well,
might
now
have
we've
been,
got some hard numbers for you to
Yeah.
compensate, yeah.
right. So it could have been the addition of that 41,000 that we didn't have before. That kind of gets us in that neighborhood. But I don't know, there was that moment where we all got really
Yeah,
excited.
we were all thought it was going to be 45,000.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it was a little tighter than $100,000 spread between those two. I don't have that paperwork in front of me, but.
Our last contract period was 10 years. This one, the way it's proposed is for a 5-year contract, and the contract has an opportunity to extend
Another 5 years.
another 5 years. But this is a big deal. If we don't take this big step now, we don't get it again for 5 years. And when we think about $16 per average household, conservatively, I would hope that by educating on the financial, that my actions and our actions collectively can help drive that solid waste cost down.
Which in turn hit their pocketbook through taxes, right? And
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like an indirect hit. Sometimes a direct hit's much better at changing the behavior, but that would, yeah, education with that.
Well,
So you're saying it works out, the 100,000 divided by 6,000 is
Well, it was
$16 per year to get 26 additional pickups of the recycling.
So, right.
I mean, when you really look at it that way.
yeah.
And it keeps the stuff in carts. If we're gonna not pick up stuff outside the cart, it's just gonna be a lot. I was trying to, I do have a question on this chart confuses me a little. The differential between the cost is, from our current to the Johns, is 66,000.
That's correct. However, this is based on collection costs. Now, the waste management proposal, they changed the metric on our recycling rebate, so we're getting 50/50, we're gonna get 80% of that.
Okay.
So instead of the budget having 41,000 of recycling rebate, that's the second paragraph below the table, we anticipate that to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 65,000. So that's a 24,000 increase in revenues, which can be used to offset as a savings against the increase in cost. The advanced, or the John's proposal has the recycling rebate calculated net of their pickup cost per house. So it's 66,000 in difference in collection costs, plus we do not get any recycling rebates.
Okay.
And just to touch, my recollection now is also that previously, we had a nuance where we didn't factor in that the hauling costs would be different because we didn't have a standalone bid for hauling costs. I think that is a good chunk of that difference between what we had hoped to achieve at earlier predictions versus what we've ultimately narrowed down our bids.
And what cost escalators does the two vendors have? Is there cost escalators in there or per year or CPI or?
Yes, that did not change from the initial RFP.
And both vendors are basically the same?
I believe we spelled out the terms.
Okay.
Thank you, Rosa. Could I go first?
Yes.
I haven't had a turn yet. The other option that we talked about in committee that Leanne raised is, since it is a 5-year contract, we could take that option and just really think of it as a 5-year contract and then develop a strategic plan of, that our goal would be to research these different options, to prepare the community, to have some communication, some pre-education, and some metrics, and some really clear-cut goals of where we want to be in 5 years. And I really liked that idea because it's not such a, so then we don't make that higher level commitment. And we, yeah, and we're just in 5 years in a very different place financially, and we have some things in place that we don't have now.
Yeah. The other risk that we can't, that isn't identified here, that we can't project, and I think we've heard someone talking about retailing in the past, the change in retailing, and how much more is now cardboard from Amazon or from online retailers, and not going right now for recycling. We are incentivizing people to take that cardboard and put it in their garbage. We are not.
Take it to DPW.
Or take it to
DPW. There's other-
DPW. There are other options, but they have those options now, and we're not seeing as much as we can.
My concern about this item is approving an additional expenditure of $100,000 outside of our budget process because, you know, I'm really supportive and would like to go to weekly recycling, but I don't know, you know, what we might have to give up at budget time because we said yes to this. So it's a really difficult decision because it's hard to take something, even though it's not a huge amount of money, it's hard to take something like this outside of the context. We really don't know what our increase in debt service is going to be, what our proposed raises and cost to continue are going to be. And, you know, I'm concerned overall about our not having 3 to 5% increase in taxes. So that's my concern, although I'm really torn because I agree with Trustee Zilbeck. I think that we need to give people the opportunity and the incentive, and that if we don't go to weekly, we are not going to move the needle on that shift.
I'd like to just comment on, we've got a $100,000 difference here between the weekly and the bi-weekly. But that's based on these proposals right here. How does all of this fit into what we have been paying for? Waste collection for both the waste collection and the recycling. Historically, the way we've been doing it.
Yeah, that's the first line on the table, is the budget for those services.
Currently.
That's all compared to our current budget.
And the current budget is,
On the top of page
yeah, I
2.
got it right here, the 253. So maintaining the bi-weekly would keep us within $19,000 of
Well, and then we would get additional revenues, which would offset that increase to basically make it near budget neutral.
Right.
And it pushes off our ability to achieve one of our objectives for 5 years.
Yeah. Okay, trustee Rosa.
I hear what everyone's saying, and we're all torn on this. I like what trustee McKay brought up in discussion of committee. I believe by going to a cart, when we had these initial, we are going to achieve moving the needle slightly. Because you have a lot of people that will be required to not put the bins out and all the stuff that goes in the bins. And I remember asking our director of public works, would that save us costs because of staff time? And we thought that would even have some savings, if I remember correctly. So I do, yeah, I do believe because it's, because I think by just going to the cart, we are going to achieve moving the needle. I'm disappointed because we've been talking about it for a long time and we haven't had any momentum on looking at other things that might achieve the needle more. So I'm not confident to vote